The reason I moved to Missoula was basically just to come train with my best friends and to be a part of a community that strives for greatness and wants to push each other and be around people who want to see you succeed. On top of that, to film this project was like the cherry on top. The point of this project was basically to make it as high level as possible on my end and also as high level as possible on the filming and editing side as well. The whole project started with spot one, that line with the side pre. That was basically the only line I had in my head at the time of like, we're gonna film a project.
It was such a good way to start off the video. It was the poster child of planning and executing. We took 3 days to plan out this line. We showed up, we built it, Nate ran through the pieces. We figured out how we want the camera movements to go.
We came to the gym and I prepped the side pre to a couple boxes just to like measure out the same distance and just get comfy with that. And then we got a vault box and stacked some mats up and did the cart side.
You ready, Nate?
I guess so. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ah.
Are you scared?
Yeah.
Gonna actually get filmed today. I hope.
Gonna get filmed?
Gonna get filmed. Day 3.
Yeah, day 3, gonna film the first line.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We're gonna try to film the first line today.
I'm really scared. Like, I think I'm almost more scared than the one I did at Zen.
The side pre?
Yeah.
Are you scared about the side pre or are you scared about the cart side?
I'm more unsure about the cart side, but I know I can do the side pre.
I mean, we have time. There's no pressure.
It's just so frustrating because it's right there.
If I had like been terrified and not done them in the gym before and like prepped them out, I think I would have been like terrified all the way through.
Jesus.
Dude!
Doesn't really make it feel better because all the commitment is just gonna be from leaning out.
Yeah.
So
instead
like,
of having your chest straight up and down, it's just leaning forward.
But you're hard, dude. It's really hard. Like, it's really hard to get the height out of that. Because I mean, it's a tunnel, so you basically see the whole time.
Yep.
But just the commitment of like, oh, like flipping and then landing on the rail.
A lot of times you see something, you have no idea how difficult lines are for people, or if you don't watch parkour, you have really no idea how like gnarly something is.
Yes, dude. Yes. My heart, dude.
Same.
No. Felt good though. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I kind of like keep it safe by like not having my chest back.
Yeah.
Have my chest over.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right. I think one of the hardest parts is gonna be like adding into the line. Definitely. Alright, that feels good that I had that like first bit out of the way though.
Yeah.
Like that accomplishment. I feel like that's like the first bit of like accomplishment for this shoot. Like, oh, the one thing I had in my head like actually worked. I'm gonna prep the cart side, hopefully not die. I don't know where I should prep it. I feel like I should prep it like over in the fence or something.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. That's the post, or that's the corner over there.
Okay.
And then this is the other wall.
So, cart side over the fence, gotta land in between those. Yep.
Just knowing the kind of person Nate is, knowing how he trains and how he breaks things down, I felt at ease because I know that the second he says, like, oh, I got this, I can do it, then I don't have any fear or concern for his safety. If he says he's got it, I know he's got it.
Oh, yes.
It feels so cool, dude.
That was sick. Yes.
And once I got over the mental thing, it was like both clicked. It was like, okay, physically and mentally this works. All I have to do is just let it happen.
Oh.
That was the sickest feeling ever. Like the most hype I've almost ever been about a line or anything I've done.
Baby, that transition was seamless.
Yeah, that was our best transition yet.
Oh! Oh! Yes!
Yes.
Oh my god.
One
Hey,
done.
we got the first one done.
One down. We filmed for the video now.
Yes! Yes, dude.
Done, just as good as it's gonna get. And that was just put us on such a high point because we were just like so excited. We just did everything to the best of our ability and it was flawless and it was amazing and that was the last time that was ever gonna happen.
What are we doing today, Nate?
Go on campus, do some hard stuff, and hopefully make it work.
The second line we went to film was the double gainer. The trick itself wasn't that big of a problem. The environment was kind of difficult to adapt to, I guess. We had that one sign that was just facing me basically. So every time I would try and run, I would have hit my head on the sign if we didn't move it.
Yeah, let's do it. It's actually surprisingly really dusty. It's gonna send me. Oh. Jesus Christ. I had to like hold myself back.
Want to test run another single? Because
Oh yeah, I'm gonna probably take another 2 or 3, I think.
I think that was gonna be it.
Oh, good. I mean, the first one's always gonna be the worst. Like, I was like, all the preps are like basically just sorting out all the things that can go wrong. Once you commit, you're just like trusting that you know what you're doing, and that'll feel better than this.
The grass was just so muddy. And it was fine at first, but after like I landed like a couple of times, it was like a mud patch. It was just like, I could barely land in it, and it was really difficult.
Gross.
Ended up grabbing like some dry mulch and putting it in the mud to hopefully make it not as slippery.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, good wind, dude. Dude.
I got one that was like land, no hands, and then like turn and then run out of the frame. And that worked, but it wasn't ideal, but it worked, so I'm happy with that. So once we got done with the double gainer, we went just like across the street and there was the next spot for the line. Going into that, I didn't think we were gonna actually do that line. It was like actually terrifying.
That was one of the lines that we didn't really know what we wanted to do with it. We had the idea of the trapdoor. Nate wasn't even sure if he wanted to do the trapdoor. Nothing really felt like it was working there, but we could both kind of work together to figure out this cool backflip over the rail to like re-grab that we ended up really, really liking, and it kind of helped build that positive momentum back into that clip and made it all run smooth.
You guys mind if we shoot a line real quick? We're gonna give it an old Texas 10.
I don't know, it felt like we sped up like a weird time.
Ready when you are, man.
We kind of noticed the clouds kind of coming back, so we decided to hustle over downtown to Bar Staircase, which is basically just like a staircase that goes down to an alleyway, and then there's like bars over this fat drop.
Wow! Tarzan's got nothing on me, boss.
That was the best. I think this is like close to being ready.
Yeah. Oh, buddy.
The last one, the batteries were low. Yeah, literally last take. Started to rain. We've got the last shot.
Nailed it.
That's the wrap of the day.
Good day.
Oh! No one knows. Yeah, don't worry.
Going into the AAA twist that day, I didn't really expect us to get a whole lot done just because of the conditions were so bad.
Yeah, the grass was all wet, takeoff was wet, and it was just kind of like grim. I don't know how much it helped, but I tried my hardest to make sure everything was dry.
Yeah, probably. Yes. Good day. Pump special.
We wanted to at least try. I think it was a little bit of time since the last time we actually shot, so we're just like, dude, we only have like 4 clips. Like we need to film. Like we need to get this done. So we might as well just try.
I don't think we've had an ideal condition for anything yet.
to run into it, I like had 2 slips. Yeah, that was not far off landed. Ah. I need more height. Oh my God!
I destroyed the grass.
Oh! Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Be dope to get 2 lines done. What are you trying here?
I wanted to do the tap side pre across the gap. So I knew like that was what I wanted to do. So like we had the line revolving around that. And we had Mick and Lincoln there as well. They were just like giving input, which is sick.
You said you want more jumps?
Like, yeah.
The like speed step and like pull around.
It's really difficult to find the certain people where they're respecting your process of making a line.
Can you just run through without doing any of the tricks?
Like, I know I can do it.
I think I tripped up those stairs like 3 or 4 times. I couldn't do that at all.
We are.
Oh, you are?
Yes. It looked like you had no shortage of power that time.
It's a wrap on day 5, yeah, 2 lines today. Oh, that's 6 lines total, I think, or 6 at least.
The biggest challenges were obviously like the lines themselves, like they were really hard, like some of the hardest lines I've ever done. So those are difficult, but this project as a whole was so tough, like because of weather and because of, you know, so many different things, like getting kicked off or, you know, not like having to deal with all these external factors, not just the line itself, was very, very difficult. We wanted the video to be as well-rounded as possible, so we really needed like a line that was long, and this line really helped hold the whole project together in terms of lines. With a line that big, like you're gonna have these little things that'll happen in between that you're like, ah, dang it, that kind of held you back a little bit. What you guys are doing behind the camera is hard as well. Like that's so difficult to keep me in frame and do a pass and yeah, just keep running. That was like a really hard part of that line, was making the whole thing look smooth. Like that was the whole goal. Like any little misstep would just kind of throw it off and I would stop and then have to redo the whole thing. And that happened a lot. Like that happened a lot.
At this point, everything was pretty much done, and it was time to go up against basically the boss of the video, which was the roof gap.
I think it's gonna be a little bit frosty out for sure.
How do you feel about the jump though?
It's actually scared me quite a lot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the sun's not going to be out.
No.
And if the sun doesn't come out, it doesn't matter how nice the setup is. We can't shoot it if it's cloudy. There's snow on everyone's roofs, so we can pretty much stretch this to an L today. But we're gonna go check on all of the surfaces, check on everything, and get ready for tomorrow. We filmed this so weirdly perfectly over the transition of seasons to where we got like full summer, fall, and winter. It's not like we've been shooting for 6 months. We've been shooting for a month and a half, but it feels so much longer because of the seasonal change.
And just all the like L's we've been taking.
So many L's. For every day that we actually film a clip, we have 2 days of filming that are down the drain.
Yeah, that's
Oh, it's cold outside. Yeah, it's like 7:30. You can see the snow all over the person's car. I gotta check this out. This is the spot, boys. Nate is gonna be jumping from this roof to that railing right there, and then descending all the way to the ground. You don't want to try to do a jump over a multi-story drop in this? I don't understand. I think it's fine. I really think it's fine. Whoa! Well, Nate's gonna run and not slow. Oh my God. Well, try again tomorrow. I'm good.
We were coming down to the days of like how much more we could do this project. The only thing was like making sure the roof was dry and not sketch and not slippery.
So yeah, every morning it's been really frosty, so we're gonna go up and put some cardboard down the run up so that the takeoff isn't slippery, and get it done tomorrow and bang it out.
Yeah. Let's go.
It's gonna feel so good once this video is done, dude.
Yeah. You ready to hit this tomorrow?
Oh, it's so scary, but it's so doable.
Yeah.
It's like 13, 14 feet. I'm like, that's not big. And then I look at it and I'm like, God damn it, it looks so big. I'm gonna poop myself.
Got the run up mapped out. Hopefully this fights the frost in the morning. And we'll get this done.
Some gust of wind just like blew the cardboard up, so frost just got all over the roof again. So we like wake up at 6 a.m., get up, go to the spot, look at it, and then we're like, oh, we can't do this anymore. Dang it. So the next night, I got like a huge bag of rocks. Bring them up, another night mission, bring them up, lay the cardboard out again, and then just line the rocks on top of the cardboard, hoping that the like weight will keep them on. And so then the next morning rolls around and we wake up 6 a.m., get up there. I climbed up onto the landing and looked over, and a bit of cardboard actually blew over. And I was like, oh my God, like we knew it was gonna happen, so we tried to prepare for it, and it still didn't work. No matter what, like, you just gotta keep trying, and it really doesn't matter what happened. Like, the moment you stop trying, that's when you fail.
Whenever there's a problem, we didn't ever even consider not doing it. We just figured, what do we need to do to get this right?
it started to feel like this completely unattainable goal, because it was just like this thing just staring us in the face, and we hadn't made any progress toward it. Like, we'd get up on the roof and it wouldn't work, and like the cardboard blew over or whatever, and just like everything was in our way. We all kind of went in with the notion that if we can't get this, the video is basically worthless. And so without this piece, it felt like it was an unfinished project, and we weren't really willing to release that.
And we're gonna try everything. We're not just gonna let like, oh, a bit of cardboard flew over. Like, we're gonna keep trying. So I continued to warm up and did the gap a couple times on the ground, and it felt really good. And I think you went up and checked, and you're on the phone with me, and you were like, oh, it must have just blown over because it's all dry. And I was like, oh shit, it's happening.
It felt like everything released. I feel like all three of us at the same time just like weighed off our shoulders. It was like, oh my God, that was it. We did it. Like, that's the project. We made it. We're done.
Yes. That was so fine, dude.
Oh,
So good.
dude, that was flawless, bro.
Finally.
The best feeling to have that done after all the setbacks that we had to deal with. Like, we tried and failed, and then this time we got it, and that made everything else, all the frustration, just worth it. We all had the mindset of like, we're gonna keep doing this until it's done, and that mindset basically carries you through those difficulties, and it brings you to the end, which is like this sick project. And yeah, it's super cool to be a part of that. Like, it's surreal for sure.